Well, switching gears now, President Donald Trump recently signed an executive order on energy policy, setting in motion the rollback of an Obama-era domestic plan to cut greenhouse gas emissions from power plants.
And the Trump administration says that move will protect jobs and strengthen energy security. But many states and localities are concerned, and Prince George's County Councilmember Mary Lehman is here to talk more about that issue. All right, well, first off, tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are on President Trump's energy independence executive order.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today. So Executive Order 13783, which was issued in late March, would really roll the clock back on the progress we've made in getting greenhouse gas emissions under control. And the Obama administration issued guidelines in 2015, the Clean Power Plan. And this order mandates that all federal agencies have to review all regulations, policies, guidances that look at climate change and that place what the administration considers an unfair or undue burden on the fossil fuel industry, on coal, oil, and natural gas. It also, I think, very alarmingly to the environmental community, directs EPA to figure out a way to actually rescind all of those clean power rules. So I believe that is going in the wrong direction, sending the wrong message in what is a very real and serious fight against climate change and global warming.
Now, essentially, the Clean Power Plan requires utilities to reduce carbon gas emissions by 32% by 2030, and this is something that you support.
That's exactly right. It's very prescriptive, and it was the right direction to go in. So this executive order lays the groundwork to reverse all of that progress and then some.
You've actually put in a resolution to the County Council responding to this action. Tell us about that.
Yes, absolutely. So at this point, it is a draft. I expect it to be presented, and that would be probably the week before, the week after Earth Day, not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. I'm still making some tweaks to it. I have consulted with a few of my colleagues. I've talked to the Baker administration about it. They're aware that it's being drafted. I've gotten some feedback, but the plan is obviously for symbolic reasons to try to roll it out around Earth Day.
Essentially, what are you seeking to do with the resolution?
So thank you for asking. First of all, it states very right up front in very strong terms the county's opposition to the Trump executive order for the reasons we discussed. And then secondly, what it would do is it would use divestment of our pension fund as a means to send a really strong message economically and to create, to help bring about pressure for, divestment has been used that way for years, to bring about pressure for political and social, in this case, environmental change. And so what it does is it directs, the way the resolution is drafted, it talks about individual agencies. The feedback I got from the Baker administration is that it needs to direct our pension board of trustees to take several months and look at how the county could go about responsibly divesting in the 200 largest, and we're talking worldwide, largest fossil fuel companies. It's the 100 largest coal companies and the 100 largest gas and oil companies. So it specifically calls on our pension board to figure out how to responsibly divest without unduly burdening or harming our pension plan, because those trustees have to invest responsibly in, minimize risk and maximize return on investment of our pension plan.
Okay, and just briefly, because we have to wrap up, I understand other jurisdictions actually have a similar thing.
Absolutely, about 700 jurisdictions, churches, faith groups, cities, states, cities from Berlin, Germany to Boulder, Colorado have done this. So there is a model for this, and we think it's the right thing to do.
All right, and we will be hearing more about that in the upcoming weeks. Then.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
The U.S. Supreme Court has put Obama's rule on hold. They did that last year, while a lower court considers a challenge by industry groups in several states. Trump's executive order is expected to face legal battles of its own from environmental groups as well as states like California.